like our episode on pirates. Folks, they all can't be winners.
So this week, we took a recommendation from one of our friends. Kim suggested we watch The Women.
So The Women follows the gossip that erupts among a group of Manhattan women when their most dearest and envied friend learns of her husband's infidelity through a marital affair at the hands of a shopgirl.
And this story is based on a 1936 play of the same title, written by Claire Booth Luce.
Hey, Anne,
Yeah.
why are you wearing a gown?
I wanted to dress up like the women in the 1939 or the 1956 version. They were so glamorous. The gowns were gorgeous.
All right.
Hey, let's show our visuals.
We know you love our dolls, so we're bringing them back.
We've got some new ones.
So to represent the original 1939 The Women, you will see this Barbie doll.
Isn't she glamorous?
For the 1956 musical called The Opposite Sex, you will see this Barbie doll. And finally, for the 2008 remake, The Women, you will see this Barbie doll.
So we thought we'd begin with comparing the two movies that were the most similar, the 1939 version.
And of course, the 2008 remake. So, both films start when we find out Mr. Stephen Haynes is stepping out of his marriage.
How did we find that out?
Well, the ladies who lunch are on Fifth Avenue getting their nails done, and the manicurist starts the rumor.
She's a gossip.
That bitch.
Now, the 1956 version, the character has the same reveal, but the movie has to open up with a song and a narrator telling us all the different people, giving her
She
opinion,
was pointless. She said women were deadly.
telling us a little of her opinion.
I don't need you to tell me how to watch a movie.
What was she thinking?
So let's talk about the main characters in each of the versions, starting with the original 1939.
Interesting fact about this is it was a cast of all women. Even the dog was a female. All women. And our main character, Mrs. Stephen Haynes, her name was Mary Haynes. She was played by Norma Shearer. She played her sweetly and in control and strong. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. I felt that she was very independent, which is something I assume is a rarity in any 1930s movie. So I really appreciated her. Moving on. The 2008 remake. Again, the movie is a cast of all women. No men, all women. America's sweetheart Meg Ryan plays Mrs. Stephen Haynes, or Mary Haynes. What'd you think of her, Anne?
I thought she was weak. She was a career person, but she was very whiny. She always gave the idea that maybe she was trying to better herself or wasn't good enough. Not a good mother.
Meg, you're better than this. This is your weakest performance to date.
I wasn't impressed.
Not at all.
No.
Finally,
1956, which was called The Opposite Sex, featured June Allison as
Mrs. Stephen Hilliard, or Mrs. K. Ashley Hilliard. Why they had to change the name, we don't know. Also, men and women.
Yes, and the screenwriters, Faye and Michael Cannon, decided that you can't play a love scene alone. And he even said that he felt the movie audience would be somehow disappointed at not seeing men in it. After all, a man is a fact. I don't agree.
So, who played Kay Ashley?
June Allison. Let's face it, she's a great actress, but June Allison played June Allison. So this version, she was a career person. She was a former entertainer. So we did expect to see some singing and dancing, and we weren't disappointed.
She sounded good, but she was a little bit basic. She looked like your next door neighbor.
And she was strong and sweet, but June Allison.
Get the appeal.
Yeah. So how did we find out about Stephen Haynes' affair?
Well, Mary's frenemy, Sylvia Fowler, baits Mary to go to the spa on Fifth Avenue. So in the 1939 version,
She had to go and see her manicurist because of the new color, jungle red,
there's a big theme.
in all 3 pictures.
Absolutely. So Mary goes to the spa. She gets her nails done by the ChatterBox bitch manicurist, who reveals Mr. Stephen Paynes is having an affair with Crystal Allen, and her physique is so beautiful and her body is so beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, what?
I think we should circle back to Sylvia. What kind of character was Sylvia?
Well, in this version, who is Sylvia played by?
Rosalind Russell.
Amazing.
She's a very good comic actress.
ChatterBox gets in everyone's business. Like,
Busybody.
she steals the show.
Causing problems, wants to know what everyone's doing. She really likes trouble.
So, whereas in the 1956 version,
Dolores Gray.
who is gorgeous.
Very fashion conscious. Oh my
Very
God.
much
The
so.
gowns for her, everyone outdid the last.
She
Beautiful.
also tried to stir up trouble, but she was kind of
I found her mean and nasty.
secretly conniving.
I think she was nasty. What
More
about?
nasty than 1939?
Oh, yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely.
But she was sweet about it. I thought she was
Two-faced.
sweet. Whereas in the 2008 version, we have Sylvie as opposed to Sylvia. And she's just kind of unremarkable.
She was played by Annette Bening.
She's not married in this version.
Didn't you find that they made her seem like she was a nice person that just kind of cared what was going on?
For the most part, she was very career driven. She was concerned about losing her job at the magazine she was editor-in-chief at. So that was a big side story that was
Was it
unnecessary.
necessary? No.
Absolutely not.
Not at all. I mean, her character was okay, but
Eh.
I found her unremarkable.
I find that these two,
They were the best.
they stirred up trouble.
They were the best. They were different yet similar. They were so much fun. I think it's time we talk about the other woman,
You mean the shop girl?
Crystal Allen.
I hear she's having an affair with Mr. Stephen Haynes.
That hussy. So in 1939, that hussy, Crystal Allen, was played by the fabulous Joan Crawford.
Now, we both adore Miss Crawford and everything that she does.
She's a great dramatic actress.
However,
As a comic role, it was okay.
she was good.
I'm sorry to you, Joan Crawford fans. Moving on.
Okay, so 2008, we have Ava Mendes,
She's gorgeous.
TNA.
So she just had to stand there and you'd hate her. Gorgeous.
You want to know why you're not getting anything, Ava? You can't act.
No.
You can't act. Sorry. I think you're married to Ryan Gosling. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Okay.
1956, Joan Collins. I liked her.
She
as-
was fantastic.
Yes.
Yes.
She oozed mean and conniving. And she looked beautiful. My favorite part was when June Allison walked into the dressing room and slapped her across the face.
Bitch fight.
Good directing.
That's what we needed in these films.
Yes.
Lots of fighting.
Okay. So Stephen and Mary, or Stephen and Kay, have a daughter. They've been married for
Either 10 years or 13 years. Between those two timelines, whatever.
And in 1939, she's your typical Hollywood daughter. She's very sweet, very kind. She's very cooperative.
She has a very close relationship with her mother, Mary. And very polite.
very polite. She's good manners. She's
Very
smart.
good manners. I think
Smart.
they said she was like 11 or 12.
Yeah. And again, the same Hollywood daughter, but you hardly see her.
And
so
her name was Debbie.
Debbie.
She was unmemorable, so let's just forget
We're not
about
going to
her.
focus on her.
So then in the 2008 remake, we have
Molly.
Molly, who is a preteen, angsty, rebellious.
Everything bothers her.
Ugh, and she doesn't really have a good relationship with Mary, so...
So once things start to crumble, it gets even worse. and the story starts to become about her.
So we want to briefly mention the voice of reason, or the person that Mary and or Kay go to for advice when she finds out that her marriage is crumbling.
In 1939, she went to her mother, and her
Yes.
mother basically said, men cheat, you don't have to leave them for this.
Oh no, she didn't basically. She told her,
She-
Mary, stay with the man because you could have the house and the money and just let him
Because
cheat.
basically she was inferring the same thing happened to her. But she stood by her side no matter what throughout the whole ordeal.
Basically, she said all men cheat.
Yeah. So 56?
56, we didn't have a mother. Instead, we had a friend named Amanda who was a playwright. She was an independent woman. And
She was very nice. She was very together. She was extremely supportive.
Absolutely.
So
And
I liked her character.
I found her refreshing.
I didn't find I was missing a mother figure.
No. Whereas in the 2008 version, who's the mother?
Candace Bergen.
Murphy Brown? Now you would think.
And she gave her the same advice that
She
the
did.
1939 mother gave.
Right. But then she started caring about her appearance and
So-
the fact that she was over 60, she has to look young again, get stuffed onto her face and everything.
She went to get some cosmetics done. Then Sylvie took over the role as confidant and was instructing and listening to Mary about what she should do.
They
and
have
also,
like a pep talk on the Upper East Side on a brownstone like staircase. I mean, that's typical New York for you.
she even gave advice to her daughter Molly. So, overuse of Sylvie, wrong use of Sylvie.
Who knows? Who cares?
I mean, it worked.
Yep.
Wasn't a fan.
You know what I smell?
Divorce! Apparently, you have to go to Reno to get a divorce.
Yes, absolutely.
So-
In the 1939 and 1956 musical, both Mary and or Kay take a train to Reno, stay at a boarding house, and get divorced.
There are other characters involved, but we'll leave that up to you to watch and find out.
Very whimsical characters, a couple of cat fights, hilarious.
And what about this version?
In the 2008 version, Mary goes to a retreat in the Hamptons.
Ooh.
So, like, oh my God, does Mary get back together with Steven?
Spoiler alert. Yes, she does.
What? Okay, so sidebar. Crystal Allen ends up marrying Stephen Haynes. Spoilers. However, the bitch ends up cheating on him with either Sylvia Fowler's husband or some rando named Buck.
That Aussie.
All right, we're going to wrap things up for you.
You may notice, if you're a fan of the picture, that we didn't get to all of the characters, all of the moments. There were so many characters.
Too many.
So, I mean, you'd be watching for almost an hour, and we can't do that to you.
And we know you didn't see our pirate episode, so...
Anyway, in terms of what were they thinking, did we have that moment?
I'm actually okay with all three of the films. Great recommendation, Kim. Thank you.
Yeah, especially the first one.
So, Anne, what'd you like?
Well, I liked all three films.
Okay.
Okay. I loved the dialogue, loved the fashion of the first two. That was really, really good. But I like the films as remakes. They're a little different.
I loved Rosalind Russell in 1939. I got a bone to pick with the 1956 musical. Cut the musical numbers, cut the narrator, keep the catfights. In fact, the more the better.
Yeah, they were good in this one,
Love
weren't
them.
they? They were real good in this one.
However, y'all have Ann Miller getting a divorce in Reno, and you underutilize her talents. Girl can sing and dance. Why isn't she doing this in the movie?
Speaking of which, Bette Midler, this has to be the first time I've seen her in a film that she didn't sing, because isn't it in her contract?
I feel like it's in her contract.
Seriously.
Oh, well. So, I have no problem with any of them. Of course, I love the story. I would like to see the story in the play form, whether it's revived on Broadway, or maybe they could turn it into a musical.
Could be. Could be.
Just putting it out there.
What's up for next week?
Okay, so we are going to stray away from our usual films that we watch.
You mean my
and-
comfort zone?
Yes, we're going to get out of Anne's comfort zone.
Oh,
and we
dear.
are going to watch 3 different versions of Spider-Man. That means 3 different pairs of spandex.
Adventure. Okay.
No, that's
We
comic
are
book
a Marvel family.
It's important to support the comic book industry.
Okay.
Okay? So until then, you know the drill.
Stay well.
Stay safe. We love you.
Thanks for watching.
As always, subscribe, watch our other videos, Baby the Pirates episode.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.